Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 10 things I've stopped buying and explain how these changes have dramatically improved my personal finance strategy. As you know from my previous videos, I'm not someone who believes that just saving money will make you financially successful. Instead, I advocate for spending below your means. Saving alone will only get you so far, but when you combine smart spending with strategic investing, that's when you can really start to see your net worth grow. By cutting down on these 10 things, I've managed to free up more money each month, which I now use to invest, helping me build wealth without sacrificing my quality of life. So let's get right into it. Number 1, investing in things I don't understand. This is a big one for me. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to understand where your money is going when you invest. A lot of people make the mistake of jumping into investments because someone recommended it or because they heard about it on social media. This can be incredibly risky. You should never invest in something just because it seems like everyone else is doing it. That's not how personal finance works. It's vital to take the time to educate yourself about different types of investments and the risks associated with them. For example, remember the 2021 crypto boom? While some people made huge profits, others lost significant amounts of money by investing in cryptocurrencies they didn't fully understand. The volatility of the crypto market is a perfect example of why you shouldn't invest in something just because it seems popular at the moment. The same can be said for stocks, or even more traditional investments like real estate or mutual funds. It's essential to take the time to educate yourself about different types of investments, their risks, and their potential for return. This principle applies to all types of investments. Whether you're thinking about investing in real estate, bonds, or mutual funds, make sure you've done your homework. Personally, I've stopped investing in things that I don't fully grasp. Even if someone I trust is recommending an investment, I won't put my money into it until I've taken the time to educate myself. And remember, even if you're working with a financial advisor, no one will care about your money as much as you do. So it's your responsibility to understand the basics of personal finance and investing. Number 2, souvenirs. I love to travel, and I've always been someone who invests in experiences like flights, hotels, and exploring new places. For me, travel is one of the things I'm happy to spend money on because it brings me joy and adds value to my life. But one thing I've stopped buying is souvenirs. When I first started traveling, I used to buy souvenirs from every place I visited, things like keychains, mugs, hats, or local art and crafts. At the time, it felt like a fun way to remember my trips. But over the years, I realized that these items were just cluttering up my home. They weren't bringing me any real joy or value, and they certainly weren't helping my personal finance goals. Now, instead of spending money on souvenirs, I focus on making memories through experiences. I take lots of photos, and I make it a point to savor every moment while I'm traveling. This has been a game changer for me because it allows me to enjoy my travels without wasting money on things that I'll eventually forget about or toss in the trash. Plus, it's much better for my budget. Travel can be expensive, so cutting out unnecessary expenses like souvenirs helps me save money that I can put toward future trips or invest elsewhere. Number 3, buying items on sale. This is a tricky one because sales can be so tempting. Who doesn't love a good deal, right? But here's the thing. There's a big difference between buying something on sale because you need it and buying something just because it's on sale. Stores know exactly how to use sales to get you to spend money. They use psychological tricks to make you think you're saving when, in reality, you're spending money you didn't plan to spend in the first place. If there's something you were already planning to buy and it happens to go on sale, then yes, you've saved some money. But if you're only buying it because it's on sale, you're not saving anything. You're still spending. I used to fall into this trap all the time. I'd see something marked down 40% and I'd think, wow, I can't pass this up. But then I'd end up with a bunch of stuff I didn't actually need and I'd be out hundreds of dollars. Now, I'm much more intentional with my spending. Before I buy anything, I ask myself, do I really need this? Will it bring value to my life? If the answer is no, I walk away, no matter how good the sale is. This has helped me stick to my budgeting goals and avoid unnecessary purchases. Personal finance is all about making smart choices, and learning to resist the temptation of sales has been a key part of that for me. Number 4, a brand new car. This is one of the biggest financial decisions many people make, and it's one that I think requires a lot of thought. Buying a brand new car might seem like a great idea, but the reality is that cars lose value the moment you drive them off the lot. In fact, a new car loses about 10% of its value the second you put the key in the ignition, and by the third year, it's lost about 60% of its value. That's a huge amount of money to lose in such a short period of time. When I was younger, I used to think having a brand new car was important. I loved the idea of driving a shiny new car that no one else had owned before. But over time, I realized that this mindset wasn't aligned with my personal finance goals. Instead of spending thousands on a car that would quickly depreciate in value, I decided to invest that money into assets that would grow in value over time. This could be stocks, real estate, or even a business. My thinking is that if I invest wisely now, I'll be in a position to buy a brand new car later without it affecting my financial stability. It's all about prioritizing long-term financial freedom over short-term satisfaction. Number 5, holiday presents. Every year, I used to go all out for the holidays. I'd buy presents for family, friends, co-workers, you name it. But in recent years, I've started rethinking this tradition. Don't get me wrong, I love giving gifts, and I think the holiday season is a great time to show appreciation for the people in your life. But I've realized that a lot of the time, holiday gift giving feels more like an obligation than a genuine expression of gratitude. And with the current cost of living crisis, spending hundreds of dollars on gifts just doesn't make sense to me anymore. According to some studies, the average American adult spends around $990. That's a huge chunk of money. And in a year when we're facing economic uncertainty, it feels unnecessary. That's why I've started no unnecessary present pact with the people in my life. Instead of spending money on gifts that no one really needs, we focus on spending time together, sharing experiences, or finding creative, low-cost ways to show appreciation. This not only helps my personal finances, but it also reduces the pressure on others to spend money they don't have. It's a win-win. Number 6, upgrading to the latest version. We live in a world where technology is constantly evolving, and it can be tempting to always want the latest version of everything. Whether it's a new smartphone, a smartwatch, or the latest laptop model, we're constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need to upgrade. But here's the truth. The pace at which new technology is released far exceeds our actual need to replace what we already have. In many cases, the upgrade is minimal, and it doesn't add significant value to your life. Take my Apple Watch, for example. When I first got it, I was thrilled. It helped me track my workouts, stay on top of my schedule, and generally feel more organized. But a year later, a new version came out, and I spent hundreds of dollars upgrading. The problem? The new version didn't bring me nearly as much happiness or utility as the first one. I realized that the newer versions weren't bringing much more value to my life. The camera might have been slightly better, or the screen a little brighter, but the core functionality of the phone remained the same. Now, I only upgrade when my current device is no longer functional, or when the new version offers significant improvements that will actually enhance my daily life. This shift in mindset has saved me hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars over the years, and I've realized that having the latest version of everything doesn't necessarily lead to a better life. It just leads to more spending. So before you rush out to buy the latest gadget, ask yourself, do I really need this, or am I just upgrading because it's the latest version? More often than not, the answer is no. Number 7, books. I love reading, and I think it's one of the best investments you can make in yourself. When it comes to personal finance, investing in your education is critical, and books are a fantastic way to increase your knowledge and improve your human capital. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to make smart financial decisions. That said, I've learned that I don't need to buy every book I read. I used to buy tons of books, only to read them once and then let them sit on my shelf collecting dust. Now, I'm much more selective about the books I purchase. I keep my all-time favorite books in hard copy because I know I'll want to reread them or refer back to them in the future. But for books that I know I won't read again, I either buy them on my Kindle or borrow them from the local library. This way, I can still enjoy the benefits of reading without spending a fortune on physical books that take up space and lose their value over time. It's a simple change, but it's helped me save money and keep my spending in line with my personal finance goals. The key takeaway here is that you can still invest in your personal growth without overspending. There are plenty of ways to access books and educational resources without breaking the bank. Whether it's through your local library, digital platforms, or even audiobooks, there are countless ways to feed your mind without spending a lot of money. My overall mindset when it comes to spending is simple. I'm happy to spend money on things that bring real value and joy to my life, but I refuse to spend money out of habit or because of my ego. If you can cut out unnecessary spending on things that don't bring real joy or things you're buying to impress others, you'll be in a much better place financially. Every financial decision is a trade-off. When you buy something that decreases in value over time, like a car or clothing, you're potentially sacrificing your financial freedom. It's all about making smart, intentional choices that align with your long-term financial goals. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more personal finance tips and tricks, and I'll see you in the next one.